Welcome to the Gaming X. We are here to give you the best in Xbox One, PS4 and Nintendo Switch news and reviews. Today we're taking a look at PlayerUnknowns Battlegrounds, a game which has swept the PC by storm. Dropping you into battle, your only aim? Fight to be the last survivor. Can this match the PC version? Let's find out. So graphics. PlayerUnknowns Battlegrounds has never been known for its looks, and that's especially true here on the Xbox One version. Now it may not seem it, but if you was playing this on PC, it requires an absolute powerhouse in performance to get to those highest of resolutions. Here on the Xbox, unfortunately, textures have taken a further hit, and popping is frequent throughout. This is especially apparent during the opening few moments as you parachute down to the island. Brushes of blurred green and grey will slowly start to populate as buildings will appear in front of your eyes. When traversing the landscape, you will almost be frequently met with low quality texture and popping. Now graphics, in my opinion, don't make a game, and I think everyone, whether PC or Xbox One, will agree this is a prime example of this statement. The island itself, when generated, is a beautiful location. The scenery is well crafted, from rolling hills to small individual cities. Weaponry and pickups have been crafted and look fantastic, and vehicles all add variation to the game world. Unfortunately, one major area for the game was frequent issues with frame rate. The game would see a frame rate drop every single match, and in a game of such precise movement, this is a problem. After multiple games, I was able to compensate when using controls, but this is less than ideal. Racing across the landscape in a vehicle or navigating trees slowly lining up that perfect sniper shot was frequently destroyed by a sudden drop. For me, this is a major issue currently with this title, and priority needs to be placed here on a fix quickly. Another minor issue is the map itself. While a great way of navigating your way around the island, there's no way of quickly finding yourself, and I would occasionally get lost. Seconds are valuable in this game, and a different colour player marker would be beneficial compared to the current transparent white in use. So gameplay. Dropping you into battle from an aeroplane, your mission is simple. Survive and be the last man standing. Now this is not a typical first or third person shooter, this is largely realistic, and the name of the game here is Patience, not a push for the highest kill count. The only variation for the game is in the match types you can play. There's solo, duo or squad based. Solo is, shall we say, the classic mode and every man for himself battle royale. Duo is, well, teams of 2. And finally, squad is teams of 4. Now when you're battling with up to 100 players, duo and squad can be fantastic fun, but it relies on your team being right, and this is no fault of the game itself. But unfortunately, on a number of occasions, duo and squad would leave me stranded as my team would run off, they would not exit the plane, or simply they had no microphone to communicate. It's a fatal error when it's a battle of tactics. Even exiting the plane was nerve-wracking as no one would follow me or no one was at their controllers. This is a fault of the Xbox One community, unfortunately, and I hope the game developers think about a way to pair off at least users with microphones to those without. Communication adds a huge element of enjoyment to this title, and when it works, it's a blast. I had a great time sharing a vehicle with 4 other players, jumping over hills, shooting our way through towns, all talking about our next move via mic. Now on to perhaps the most amazing feat of Battlegrounds, the controls. Having played the title on PC some time ago, I really couldn't understand how they would get the controls onto one gamepad, and I'm here to tell you they've largely succeeded. This is by far the most complicated control scheme I have seen grace the console, but my god, it works. Every input typically does 2 things. For example, a quick tap of X is item pickup, but holding X reloads. I suggest for any player that a study of the controls is an absolute must prior to joining the battle, but you will pick this up on the go. There is no tutorial, no hand holding, but you will succeed and they will feel fantastic and rewarding as your skill level progresses. These controls are great throughout, from the handling of vehicles to the use of weaponry. Now, is this game fun? Yes. Is this game for everyone? Absolutely not. Don't come here expecting a typical first person shooter. While it does have elements, this is not the next Call of Duty. Likewise with third person, this is not Gears of War. My typical kill count per game was roughly 3 to 4 kills, as patience and slow movement takes priority. This is survival to the last, not who can kill the most. It won't hold your hand at all, it's going to make you control everything, such as reload every single time. Weapons, you essentially find what you kill with. No weapon loadouts, no choosing to be the sniper, even if you can't hit a thing. You kill with what you find, whether that's a bow and arrow, a knife, or a frying pan. And now some players are not going to like this. Those players want consistency and they want to take a certain role. If that's the case, this is not the game for you. Finally, the viewpoint. First person mode is fantastic for those tight confined spaces indoors, and then third person mode will be the majority of the game as you navigate the landscape, giving you the most visual space to spot enemies. So sound and audio, for me this game must be played with headphones. The sound design here is great throughout. Weapons contain all the punch you would expect, but where the game excels is the use of sound to notify the player. Having headphones on, you will hear enemies coming towards you, you'll hear gunshots ringing out in the distance, and it will be everything you need to maintain a low profile or launch that surprise attack. Now granted, these sounds can be exaggerated and they're definitely high in the sound mix, but everyone hears the same thing, so that's fair. This is a fantastic use of sound, making it not only sound great, but a tactical device for battle. It's nerve-wracking hearing someone navigating the floor below you or a car speeding towards your location. These are decisions of survival and victory and some of the most exciting moments in the game. Now the panning and the audio when looking around can be a little aggressive for my liking, and it will take some time for you to get used to, but when you do adapt it will become one of the most useful tools in your arsenal. Now music is largely so low I didn't really notice it, and it's largely, to be honest, unnecessary. When it does kick in, it's simple, but it's also not intrusive. The lack of music here for me was actually a positive. It reinforces the realistic environment. Remember that this is a preview title and this score could go up or down in the future easily. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is great fun when everything is working. The control scheme is a true achievement, the weaponry feels fantastic, and I had a huge amount of fun on the island. Unfortunately, there is naturally still some bugs being a preview title, and it's to be expected. Unfortunately though, frame rate just has too much of an impact and was a factor which impacted my success rate throughout my playtime. It's such a huge area for any title of this nature. Additionally, content is minimal with only one map, but I do understand there is plans out there to expand. The Gaming X awards PlayerUnknown's a 7 out of 10. Now priced at $29.99, this title is not quite up to that price point yet. The content's light and the issues are very much present. However, would I recommend this title? Yes, and supporting it now determines its future. If this is a game that interests you, then invest now and watch that growth. Comment below with your thoughts on PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or even just hit that like button. Your support helps this channel immensely. Thanks for watching, we'll see you on the next Gaming X.